States has seen a rapid spike in coronavirus cases across the nation, but younger people don't seem to really care and certainly won't let the threat spoil their spring break. Listen to this.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
You're doing us bad. We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Joining us now is Cabot Phillips. He's Campus Reform's editor-in-chief and speaks with a lot of young people as you go on college campuses and, of course, speaking with them about all the latest in politics and now clearly coronavirus as well. So, Cabot, younger people, they're taking a lot of heat for having such, a lack approach to this spreading outbreak. What's your message to them?
Yeah, well, my message first and foremost would be to listen to our government officials and President Trump encouraging people to stay inside. And I think it's also important to set the record straight on who these people are on college campuses right now. There's been a lot of blame going around against millennials, but these actually aren't millennials. Millennials are out of college by now into adulthood. This is Generation Z. This is the next generation. I've talked to thousands of these young people in the last 4 years with Leadership Institute's Campus Reform. I've seen firsthand how so many of them, they've kind of learned to not trust the media. And so there's kind of this boy who cried wolf situation here where for the last few years, as they're growing up, becoming adults, they've seen how the media has played everything to be an emergency. Everything, whether it's President Trump's election, whether it's, tax reform, Supreme Court cases, whatever it is, climate change, they're told everything is impending doom for them. Everything is a pressing emergency that requires action. And they've looked around and realized, well, maybe all those things weren't really emergencies and that media overhyped them. So now when you have the media telling them this is a real emergency, which we know it actually is an emergency that does warrant action on their part, they think, well, the media has kind of overplayed their hand in the past. This must not be that serious. I don't need to take it seriously. And I think that's one of the main reasons we see so many people in the next generation seeming to not heed the warnings of some of the experts. Hopefully, after this past week of that social shaming of all the people doing this, kind of taking some heat online, hopefully that serves as a deterrent moving forward.
And tell me more about that. Where are we seeing this criticism?
Well, I think social media is the main element. Let's be honest, a lot of young people don't really care about what the government says. They don't care if their governor or if the president is saying you need to stay inside because they're thinking short-sighted. They're not thinking of their 85-year-old grandmother that if she got sick would likely face much more serious consequences than they would because they think, well, I'm invincible, I'm young. If I get this, it won't be a problem. And so I think part of it is just them not really thinking big picture, which is common for a lot of young people. But I think that they're not following the government rules. The more important way, I think, to get them to shift is social pressure. So when we see some of these influencers on social media, some celebrities, other people like that on social media coming out, not using shame, not bullying, but saying, hey, if you're going out, it's not cool. It's not rebellious. It's not funny. It's actually just making this worse for all of us. I think that is a more powerful deterrent for getting people to stay inside. That is something that the young people are more afraid of. Being ostracized socially, looking like they aren't in touch with the times. That is more of a fear for them than any kind of government retribution.
Wow, call them out on social media, I guess. Cabot, really quick, what's the rest of the school year look like for a lot of these college kids?
Well, originally we were hoping to be able to get students back on campus and for on-campus classes. That most likely will not be happening anywhere. If I had to guess, I would say we're going to see full online classes for the rest of universities. I would be shocked if any university was having commencement ceremonies on campus. Students have been removed from campus. They've been many times kicked out of their dorms because universities are saying we don't want anyone here. I think they're going to start back up in the fall. And I actually think that this introduction for millions of people, whether high school, elementary school, all the way up to college, to online education could actually have a long-term impact on the way education looks moving forward. I think a lot of people are going to get on their online degree and say, wait a second, why am I paying $40,000 for a diploma when I'm taking online classes right now? I could do this for much cheaper in the future. So it wouldn't surprise me to see next semester a lot more students just stay online and not go back to campus because they might view it as more financially stable for them. And also they could avoid the potential, impact of coronavirus moving forward.
All right. My brother started his online classes today. That's Cabot Phillips. He's the Campus Reform's editor-in-chief. Cabot, thanks so much.